109.
Oh, a red card.
That is... I mean, that's a... Considering how quickly yellows have come out so far in this game,
yeah,
I think this is past the point where Chicago Fire player hadn't even hit the ground and the yellow was already out.
He yanked his arm out of his socket. I mean,
that was like Eddie and Ketcha Chiellini stuff from the Euros, where he just like yanked him back by the collar.
and I mean, the commentators did say that's the way that a last defender should make a foul, but
it should be a red card. I mean,
yeah.
No, I mean that's not a red,
Not
but
a
that's
red.
a very solid yellow.
Yeah.
I think he was already
I've
on a
seen
yellow.
reds given a lot less. For a
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we shouldn't see that.
That's
No.
true.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't he wasn't last man back. If he was last man back,
Yeah.
But that was, and the replay doesn't actually cover it. He was given a yellow, but
I don't know. I just didn't
Like,
like that. I didn't like it at all. That was
there
a
wasn't a
foul.
talking to really.
Yeah.
Like there should have been yellow, and then you do something else.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
that was dangerous against a. I mean, Hugo's a kid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like he's
But I mean, he's also a professional, though. You can't hide behind that too much.
he's professional 3 matches in.
Yeah, but he's still a professional.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's young, but I don't know that.
No, but
Like being, you know.
like I'm not saying, hey, playing a professional.
I mean,
team
obviously, I
is
don't want any of our guys
But-
to get their arms yanked out of their socket. Not
But, like
like
that-
a fire player here. I just think that.
Well, that was like a double mugging and
Yeah.
then a yank down.
Yeah,
Well, thankfully they got the yellow. That was a good call by the ref.
I think the Fire were probably very frustrated at this point.
Yeah.
Staring
They
down
were
penalties.
they
with
were
the USL
expecting to
one
be
side.
home and asleep by this point.
Yeah, like staring down penalties with the USL 1 team.
Woo!
Ooh.
10 minutes in, or 10 minutes away from it.
Yeah.
At 111th minute, so that Connor laying it up.
That was Connor passing it to Ed.
I hate that Connor cut his hair.
No, it was not. It was Connor passing it.
No.
It was somebody passing it to Connor.
Yeah. Who?
Gio, that's
Yeah.
Gio right there, passing it to Ed, and passing it
It's
to
Noe.
with
Noe
a
has
shot.
another rip at that.
Every time Noe gets the ball, he takes 1 or 2 touches and shoots it right away. And I mean,
It can be very effective, but like taking that extra second to look
yeah,
for another guy in the box.
yeah.
I think there have been a couple times through the course of this game where it would have been the smarter decision to lay it off to somebody else.
Sure. I just think he is able to get away with it because his shots,
They're
the
on
shots that
target.
we see are on target and they're quick.
Yeah.
And if that wasn't happening and he was taking a third touch or even a second touch on top of that, I would have been like, pass it to somebody.
Yeah.
But when they're on target, I'm like, okay, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. All right. Before we get to the second pen, Cranges Basketball.
What?
That's their Twitter handle, or at Cause Law,
Oh.
Racing Louisville supporter since day one.
Okay.
How does it feel to be 1-0 against MLS sides?
Incredible.
Fantastic.
I mean, in competitive play. Of
In
course.
competitive play, we're still undefeated against
Yeah.
MLS sides.
An
all the
MLS
time.
side just hasn't beat us in general yet.
Yeah. MLS 2 sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But an MLS side?
No.
No.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
I'm all for the continuation of it as
Yeah.
well. As long as we can preserve that record, the better.
On to a minute 12.
Some embellishment.
Some? that is like some of the most. That's the longest I've seen someone be on the ground for a pen that I didn't think actually was as injured as they were.
I really don't think Amir made contact there.
Now let's play it back though, because before the foul, some have argued that the player heading the ball to the person in the box was offsides. Let's look at the long ball onto this player and see if
The
the
angle
film
might
lets
show
us
it.
see it.
I mean, they were keeping the angle very close because there were no fans in the stands.
Oh.
It does look like there was one behind Dalton.
Yeah, I don't know. No matter what, that shouldn't have been a tackle in the box.
That one definitely should not. He was already on a
Okay,
yellow.
wait.
Yeah.
I think he was probably in line with the defense, but yeah, couple of good rolls to make sure he got that foul called.
Yeah, and when he's staring at the ref on the ground, he just reminds me of like that one kid in grade school who always did that. Who's always just staring the ref down, making sure, and then as soon as he had the ref sympathy, that's when the pain started.
Yeah.
And then the PK was good. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
it's PK.
typically before a penalty shootout, you don't have a whole lot of time to warm up on them. Rashid had a couple options this game to get ready.
Yeah. He was already comfortable by the time PKs
Yeah.
rolled around at the end.
He'd already perfected his mean mug.
Yep.
Okay, and then to finish off the game, how are you feeling? 2-1, Omaha.
In the 120th minute,
Yeah.
I was thrilled we had made it that far and made it that far competitively.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was very much at the point of like, okay, I'm going to settle up my tab, get ready, like, oh. What night's done.
Mm-hmm.
It was well fought. We're good. And we're in 3 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the second period of extra time.
Mm-hmm.
And here, just,
First of all, that cross.
So that Hugo the cross to Dion,
What a great touch by Dion. And a
who
turn.
puts it in. Noe is running in. Noe's been dangerous this entire game. So they're covering Noe and leaving Alex wide open.
With the simple and relaxed touch and shot right in front of goal.
So
Clinical, simple, that's all you need, nothing flashy. It was fantastic.
The ball just needs to go in the back of the net.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I believe this was the point in the night where I was just like, okay, I'm not sleeping tonight. It's not happening.
Yeah, I genuinely didn't fall asleep until 4 a.m. last night.
The adrenaline rush was
All right. Before we get to the penalties, because we're just about there, two questions just came in. Chris Johnson, because she's asking a lot of good ones. Did Chicago come to win? Or
No.
did they scramble in the game to try to win?
Yes, that's exactly what they did.
I think they put out a side that they thought should have won.
yes.
I think they were resting guys because they were considering a third-tier U.S. side to be inferior, not realizing that, like the MLS, it doesn't matter. Your Cincinnati's in the same tier as Galaxy, as LAFC. Like,
I mean, what?
They-
Detroit City was technically in a league lower than us last year, right?
they were in the same league as us, or
well,
same
yeah,
tier
they're
as
on
us.
the same tier as us, and
Then
they
bought themselves in. Same with the Oakland Roots. Same with the Miami FC. Like,
But I mean, Detroit went out and beat an MLS side.
yeah,
Granted, they got to do it at home, which is really cool. But
yeah. I would have loved to have done this at home. Would have at
would have
least.
saved a lot of whiny babies on Twitter.
All right. Penalties. First one, off the top, off the crossbar.
You can tell by Rashid's reaction. It was exciting for everybody. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, Rashid
I'm glad he went back for the ball. Yeah, on that first one. I'm sure someone on this touchline was like screaming, "Shio, go back!"
Well, no, because in penalty shootouts you can't.
I think if it hits the crossbar, nobody touches it, and it goes back in. It's still a goal.
Yeah.
It could roll in.
Yeah.
If somebody's turning around looking at the fans going like this or something, and it rolls in, it would count. So that would not be fun.
Yeah. There's some Volt coming down the stands.
I believe that's Dalton's family.
Dalton's family never shows up to games.
Woo!
Oof.
It was a good. I mean, Hugo said him the wrong way.
Yeah.
That was great.
And
I think that was one of 2 penalties that we made the keeper guess wrong.
I can't
I believe
remember.
so.
Dalton definitely didn't.
All right. Well, it's their turn to take the next one. Will we have Coach Mims next season?
Whoa, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack right there.
I mean,
That's from Vic.
Vic, I mean, I feel like it's way too early in the season. Like, I think
he'll stay.
yeah.
I think he'll stay if there's enough buy-in on the club.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from the community, but from ownership to get the vision where he wants it to be. And I think he has a very clear idea of where his vision's going to be.
Like his own stadium.
I think knowing how established he is in Omaha too, I feel like will make him stay.
Yeah.
But that's a really loaded question and too soon to even know.
Yeah.
I feel like those decisions are made in like 2 days.
Yeah. All right, here's Chicago with the next one. Where she picks the right way, gets a touch on it, but just had too much
I think
base.
he got both hands and his hands flicked backwards because that was a really driven shot. Great shot.
Ideal.
I mean, that's from somebody who was playing in the Bundesliga 3 months ago.
Great
For
shot.
FC Köln, who's going to, at this point, seems like they're going to make Europe.
Yeah. So, I mean, from the relegation battle last year. Like, I mean, that's the quality that's on the field for the Fire.
Amir's penalty, I was glad that he made that. I was worried that, what happened earlier was going to jolt his confidence, and it clearly didn't. It was a great shot.
Yeah.
Honestly, it didn't look like it had a whole lot of pace on it.
No.
But it
was just really
well
placed.
Yeah, well placed. Chicago's keeper got a touch on it, but it just rolled through.
Yeah.
So it must have had significantly more pace than I thought it did, but it
was nice placement.
Yeah.
I'm glad he made that.
Yeah. I mean, you
All right.
definitely have to have good placement when you keep your penalty on the ground,
Yes.
and he did that very well.
And Rashid just went entirely the wrong way.
And
I think he committed before, like, you know which way you're going to go to begin with, but I think he telegraphed that a little bit too much.
I just think that PK was very good, but also he was super relaxed in the way he swung his leg, and it almost made it look slow motion. I feel like those are always misleading PKs.
All right. Well, knowing this is this one. Well,
I was honestly pretty impressed with the Fire's keeper's performance in this, considering
He
that
guessed
he
right.
had
I mean-
no information on our guys.
Yeah.
He guessed.
Very, very little.
Yeah.
He guessed right, and he saved it. I mean, that was a good shot from Noe, and
Mm-hmm.
Hell, we're a news source dedicated to this
Better
team,
than
and we have
hitting-
no idea how they hate that.
Yeah.
it's better than hitting the crossbar.
It was on frame.
While we wait for the Chicago to take the next one, Connor Hewson asks, comments, in my opinion, biggest win in club history. And then asks, agree or disagree?
Wow.
I was contemplating that when I got home last night myself, and I'm going to say no, because we could draw SKC at home and beat them in the next round. So, like...
I think it's implied up to this point.
Up until this point, though, still no. I think that the cup is bigger. I mean, as far as growth goes, making people aware of what this means for the team in the community is massive. But as far as what it means to the people who have been here with the club, it is an incredibly close second to winning the final last year. It's incredibly close.
Yeah, and I agree. I think it was extremely monumental for what we could potentially see in the future.
Yeah.
I always like to bounce back to pro rel. It could be something that could come up in a conversation. Hey, these guys don't only need the U.S. Open Cup as a chance to prove themselves for the same caliber or style or skill level. Maybe we make it something where their regular season results have influence on where they'll be next season.
Absolutely.
I just think it's a monumental win.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Rashid just...
I think he just kind of psyched himself out on that one.
It was not his best.
No.
Went the wrong way, but didn't even fully commit to going the wrong way.
And, it's one of those things where the shot is placed really well. It's not like it's a bad penalty. Well, actually, never mind. I thought.
I think Rashid had guessed and already knew that he guessed the wrong way, so he was like, why even dive?
Yeah.
He already had to take 2 extra PKs in the game, so he's probably saving his shoulder from diving.
I think...
Who's this? Whoo!
I think when that ball skipped after Dalton shot it, skipped off the ground, and the keeper was mid-stretch, everything in me just sank. And then, once I saw the net move and, the ball in the corner, Luke wasn't watching at this point.
No. I stopped watching. My hands were fully covering my face, and I was staring at a corner.
I just remember Luke turned around to me and was like, did that go in? And I was like, fucking yeah! It went in!
I think I was so stressed. Yeah, that was a good goal from Chicago or whatever. But Dalton's goal was, again, great placement. I mean, the only way that you can get that through is by having good placement.
Incredible placement. You just scared us a little bit, Dalton.
It's okay. It's fine.
All right. Patrick Walsh asks, or says first and then asks, I live in another state altogether. We're recording in the same state you live in, Patrick. What is the reaction to this win in the city of Omaha and in Nebraska? Is there a newfound buzz / excitement around the team, or does this not even register on the general public's radar?
I think absolutely, because someone who is prominent in the USL / MLS soccer Twitter space hit me up today, and they're now planning on coming to a Union Omaha game.
Awesome.
And I imagine last night.
However,
probably
they're not from Omaha.
No.
So
they live in New York.
Yeah, this is big.
People are going to start traveling to Omaha
Yeah.
to see this team that just did this to Chicago.
I will say that I showed up to work today excited, and then I realized that it was a normal day for everybody else, so that kind of bummed me out.
I had to find ways to bring it up to coworkers because
me too.
I ran into one colleague from old department I used to work for, and I gave him some extra tickets to the last U.S. Open Cup game against the Menace. He went with his daughter and his wife. Fantastic time. Loves following it. Mm-hmm. Saw him in the hallway. He was super stoked. I was super stoked.
Nice.
But then George was like, well, then we're going to go back to our spots in the office, and nobody else is going to care.
Yeah.
The World Herald wrote a story on it. It made online behind a paywall.
Yeah.
Not even print.
Yeah.
I guess KETV ran a story on it.
They've been doing okay with TV coverage, I guess.
But who gives a hoot? Reporting as always.
Yes.
So, yes. I think it
It's
has
our most professional setup to date.
Yeah. I think it is...
We have 6 lights.
We could have more.
It
but
took me that long to count to 6.
I'm real proud of you. You were able to count that high. I think it has the chance to do that if we're able to host the next round. But let's get back to who do we have lined up? Who was the 5th? As I said, I stopped watching at this point.
Gio.
Oh, Gio's is just a
laser.
laser.
A laser.
That was great.
Like,
I think anytime you can put a pen right where the corner of the net is, it's probably not going to get saved.
well, keeper went wrong direction. Like, everything about that was just...
Oh. Little comment exchange between the players.
Yeah.
I love how casually he jogs back. It's great.
Yeah. Gio's just like, yep, I did it.
It's over with. The most stressful thing.
And then just the way Shido stands up, he like bounces off the ground up onto his feet.
I mean, we're done with both of the 5 normal penalty kicks. We're on to the extra ones. It's sudden death.
Yeah.
And the first PK that Chicago takes is saved.
Perfect save. From
Saved
Shido. Like,
by Shido.
everything about it, from the way that, like, committing to what way he was going, the dive, the stretch, keeping his hands strong. You can't ask for a better PK save than what Shido pulled off in the biggest moment of the game.
And I can't imagine what Dion was thinking now. Like, oh my gosh, it's up to me. And, he did it.
I'm going to guess the way he did it, he probably was walking up there going, I'm going right. I don't care. I'm just going to do it. And it's going to
He
go
looked
in.
cool and collected for sure. I mean, that was just amazing. At this point, we're all screaming. We're all beyond ourselves with the emotional roller coaster. I mean, it was fantastic.
All right. Couple more questions here. Now that we've won against the Chicago Fire in the first ever MLS unseating by a USL one side. Beautiful.
There's
right
Shido
now,
doing his best impression of the Queen of England.
Assuming NoCo hold on, right now they are in 9 minutes of stoppage time, up 1-0 against RSL. Which of them, Tormenta and us, have the best chance to reach the round of 16?
I would say us.
I would say either us or NoCo.
I think NoCo is more likely to be drawn in a California pool.
Yeah.
With like an LAFC or...
That's true. If they play LAFC, absolutely not. But I also think...
They can't have home advantage because they don't have a home.
Right. But the reason I say NoCo, I would say absolutely us, but NoCo second solely because if they make it through, they're a brand new team and not a lot of people know much about them other than like the people who've watched their games or scouts who have watched their games.
Yeah. True.
All right. Then the next question: who do you want in the next round? Who do you not want?
I want SKC personally.
I want to host whatever team we play at Werner Park.
Yeah.
High school baseball be damned.
Yeah, absolutely. They could. There's a billion trillion fields that they can do that on in Omaha.
Or we can play at Charles Schwab.
No, the dimensions would not fit.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Okay.
It's a very small baseball stadium.
I mean, I don't want to ever play at Werner again, but the home field advantage and the way that Jay has really locked in that style.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't think there's any team able to come in there and play at an advantage.
Yeah.
So, I don't care who we play. SKC would be great, but I want to play them at Warner Park.
I have no preference on who we play or who we don't play. I think getting to this point is just really cool. If we can play at home, that would be great so I can actually be there.
Yeah, same. I can't travel for the Open Cup.
Yeah, so...
Unless we're in the final, then all bets are off.
Yeah, I could probably...
Or semifinal.
I could try, I don't know.
All right, so back to the very beginning, where who impressed us the most? Who was your man of the match?
Dalton.
I text Camille after the game. I said 100%.
Greg Hurst for whatever damn voodoo he has. Calling that the 60th minute that it was going to PKs.
Yeah.
That voodoo.
I believe I texted him after the game and said, "You bastard." But no, it's absolutely Dalton. I think the words I used to describe him after the match were best center back in USL League One.
You did say that.
I said man of the match for sure. What was the other thing I said? I can't remember.
I don't know.
But Dalton's performance was on another planet last night.
I think that was probably a performance of his career.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I say it, because I know that he's normally unsung hero. So when he has a performance like that, I'm like, just gotta...
Can he do that against the Fuego, though?
I sure hope so. Well, let's see. His family was there at that game. His family's going to be there at Fuego. Maybe it's a trend. Mm-hmm. You can't wear your Dalton Knutson jersey because you didn't last night.
Yep. It is officially retired, at least for now. Maybe if there's some poor enough performances in there this year, the jersey will come back.
Or you need the new away kit.
True, a second Dalton Knutson jersey. Then I can, Then if I'm so lucky, I could have him sign the first one.
Yeah.
No, I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it.
You don't think? Are we talking about Dalton or the team?
I think he's talking about Fuego.
Yeah, against Fuego. Like, are you worried about the team, or are you worried about Dalton against Fuego?
A little bit of both. I mean, he shot his first TIE fighter. Great kid. Don't get cocky.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think overall our team played one hell of a game Tuesday, but that's 3 games in 7 days, and one of those went for 90 minutes plus 30 plus PKs.
Yeah.
But
you have to also think, well,
we went to Georgia, we came back to Omaha,
right.
We went to Chicago, we came back from Chicago.
Our defense is going to be tired.
Yeah.
Our attacking depth, as you mentioned, Camille, is deep enough that I don't think the attack will be affected so much by the run of play recently.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see some tired legs out there. It scares me that it's against Fuego, but at the same time, what I mentioned before...
Who switched their tone about Fuego.
I think...
Well, Fuego's down 1-0 against Sacramento at halftime right now.
Who scored for Sac?
Besides the fact, I think that what I had mentioned before, that this team is driven by high expectations of who they play, and they perform based on that, I think it'll be a good game. Because they're going to be driven, they're going to be energetic. It's going to be the first home game. We're going to have, I think, fans who are fired up after this last night's game. There's going to be energy brought, and that's what the players on this team feed off of, from what I've seen. So it is it's nerve-wracking. Mm-hmm. It is. But I think it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that there are going to be some noisy voices out on the berm. Specifically some that I'm bringing, that I'm very excited about.
It's also the ring reveal night.
It is, yeah. This is the first time we're back in Warner since the final.
Wow.
Yeah. TBD scored for Sacramento.
Fantastic.
Yep, in the 45th minute. So, All right. Hopefully all of this recorded.
Yeah, we're recording. We're
Yeah.
still rolling. An hour and 31 minutes.
That's about exactly what we were trying to hit.
All right. So if you are listening to the audio, you're going to be missing about 15 minutes of audio.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. But thanks for tuning in. And all right. One last question.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the question you're thinking about. Camille, any experiences with penalty shootouts? What is the mindset of the players? Any stories about mind games between you and the opposing keeper? Words, stare downs, etc.
I hate penalty kicks. I will share a fun story of the penalty kicks that I have had before. There was one that traumatized me and made me never want to take penalty kicks again. Mentally, they're the worst thing in the world. Going through that, knowing that now the pressure of a whole entire game that you've played is now on the weight of your one shot after all that you've done. Terrifying, but every player feels that way, so they know, like, if you miss it, it happens. In high school, I had a penalty kick that was going to be game-winning, and I kicked it. Sorry,
Welcome
there's
to
the
Luke
train.
Offerman's house.
I kicked it. It hit the crossbar, came back and hit me straight in the face.
Oh.
And that was traumatizing. And then one of the players walked past me saying, "Nice shot," and I was done. Traumatizing. So
what's it called? The guy who gets hit in the face over and over again.
Stop hitting yourself?
No, someone's got to know what I'm talking about.
that video of the goalkeeper.
It's like Scott something.
Oh, I don't know.
Somebody will know. One of our wonderful listeners will know what I'm talking about. But it's like a video where they keep taking PKs and it just keeps hitting the keeper in the face.
Yeah, except I was the one who took it and it ricocheted back and hit me in the face. But it's fine. They're traumatizing.
Yeah. I mean,
If it
that sounds traumatizing, but Dalton just looked cool, calm, and collected for it. So
at that level, you should be, but you're inside. You're probably stressed out.
I don't know. I think out of the normal smack you're talking on him after a game, he's going to be talking smack on you about PKs for quite a while.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel any better, Camille, I was the punter/kicker for our high school football team. And there was one day where I punted a football -1 yards. So
oh, no.
Don't feel too awful.
All right. Who gives a hoot?
We
do.